and good morning everyone. Today I'm going to present the process of the keropok lekor, which is an include of their halal control point. I'm going to present a 3-step of halal control point, which is HCP1, HCP2 and also HCP3. Okay, first we start with the raw material. Raw material that also known as halal control point 1, HCP1. The raw material that is include the flesh fish, cornstarch and also the additive. Why the raw material is known as HCP1? Because the raw material is their main ingredient of the keropok lekor, also known as fresh ingredient that must from halal source and fresh in storing. Make sure that fish is stored properly and avoided it from exposure from sunlight and other hazards that can affect the freshness of the fish. Second, the main ingredient that also known as cornstarch. Make sure the cornstarch received from the beloved suppliers and have halal certificate from Jakim. Other ingredients are additives such as salt, sugar and MSG to make that keropok lekor become more tasty and also long the shelf life of main ingredients such as flesh fish. And the worker also in clean conditions such as wear the apron, glove, mask and care about the hygiene. The environment also must clean and proper such as suitable temperature during the work. Proceed with the mixing process that also known as HCP2. During mixing process, make sure the ingredient is the fresh and the machine is in clean condition. Then we proceed with the grinding process that is also known as HCP3. During grinding process, make sure the machine is clean and function efficiently. Make sure the ingredient is clearly follow the recipe, not do carelessly. Make sure the raw material is handled in proper such as put in correct amount, not excessive and less. And the worker that handle is caring about the hygiene.
I will explain about the HCP4, HCP5 and HCP6. For HCP4 is about shaping. So for the shaping, we must make sure each keropok lekor is in a constant shape. During the shaping, we must put cornstarch and also bread to avoid keropok lekor stick with the equipment that they use. Okay, so that the cornstarch also can make keropok lekor become more crunchy after we fry it. It become more faster if we use a machine. The machine must clean and work efficiently. If we use manual, we must wear mask, apron and gloves. The machine must clean and work efficiently. If the keropok lekor make manual or use the human force, the worker must wear mask, apron and also a glove to avoid and to make sure the hygiene for the environment. For the worker must work in environment that's suitable so that they can avoid any hazardous that can affect quality of the keropok lekor. So the halal The halal hazard point is if the machine broke down or if the machine broke down and we use if the machine broke down and we must use the human force off during the shipping. We must put cornstarch and also brake to avoid cardboard stick with the equipment that they use. After that, the cornstarch also can make cardboard become more crunchy after we fry it. For halal, critical limit is the equipment itself. The equipment may not wash properly. So, for the correction action, is the worker must wash the equipment truthfully. For the correction action, is the worker must wash the equipment truthfully and properly, and the worker also must wear proper clothes to avoid any hazardous or the hygienes to the foods such as mask, apron, and also gloves. For HCP5 is about boiling. Before we boil the copper, make sure the temperature of water is suitable to boil copper to prevent copper from microorganisms and kill them, and also to make sure the shelf life of copper become longer. Copper also can store in good and suitable packaging to sell to the customer. Another point is about the temperature. The temperature is not suitable because of so much we produce the copper. So for the halal critical limit is copper will not cook well that make bacteria not kill truthfully. So the correction action for the HCP5 is the worker or the shop itself must have one thermometer to use it and to know the temperature that's suitable for copper before we boil it. About the vacuum and also the store of copper. So the suitable condition for the copper we must store is in the freezer to make sure the quality of copper is okay. For in this process, we must make sure the equipment that we use, the worker use, is in clean conditions. The worker must do carefully to make sure the packaging of copper not contain air during the process. For halal hazard point is temperature of vacuum that we not confirm. The other halal hazard point is keep copper too long in the freezer that can affect the quality of the copper. Halal critical limit is loss electricity. It will affect copper that had been stored in the freezer. So the correction action that we must do is make sure the packaging of copper is not contain any air and the worker must have suitable temperature during the process.
Continue for our previous presenter, I will present on Halal Control Point 7 that involves frying process and Halal Control Point 8 that involves packaging and the labeling process. The halal control point 7, that is frying process. For frying process, it is to make the fried keropok lekor that usually customer buy. During this process, they use cooking oil as the main ingredient to fry the keropok lekor, and must make sure that the temperature of the cooking oil is hot and suitable to make the keropok lekor truly well cooked. If this is done to kill the bacteria that are present in the keropok lekor, the oil need to be heated to the appropriate temperature. The keropok lekor are fried until well done. The time and the temperature need to be adjusted properly to ensure the bacteria are destroyed completely during the frying process. The cooking oil used must be from a trusted brand and have halal certificate from Jakim to avoid hesitation from the customer. Packaging and labeling process, halal control point 8. All type of keropok lekor includes boiled keropok lekor, vacuum keropok lekor, and fried keropok lekor must package in proper condition and the storing condition to avoid them exposed from hazardous and harmful things. All things including the hygiene of the food, worker, equipment, and the environment during the packaging need to be well maintained. For the packaging process, the keropok lekor are inserted into the packaging material. A vacuum machine used to remove the air inside the bag, and it is immediately sealed. During the packaging, the keropok lekor are at room temperature that is also optimal bacterial growth. This is the packaging need to be done fast. The labeling process, the label must include the brand, type of product, the weight of the product, and the ingredient. The keropok lekor must be placed inside the freezer to the low enough temperature for storing. The machine of packaging must be clean and well maintained to reduce any contamination from the machine. It is to make sure that the keropok lekor are suitable for consumer consumption.